Hey everybody, welcome back to Art a la carte. Today we're going to be drawing human eyes. So let's get started. Now when drawing the eyes, remember that the eye is a circular shape and not a flat circular shape. It's round like a ball. And so everything is going to kind of stretch around that. Now the eye is made out of three different parts. Your iris, which is the colored part, your pupil, which is the dark part, and then again the white part, which is the white part of your eyes. Now, when you draw your eyelids, you're going to first give yourself two pinpoints. One is going to be the tear duct, which is very close to the side of your nose, and the other is going to be the outer corner of your eyes. Now, you're going to stretch the top lid over the eye, remembering that you want to give that impression of being circular. So both bottom and lower lid are going to kind of curve outward a little bit. The top one's going to curve up and the bottom one's going to curve down. That's going to help give the illusion that the eye isn't flat, that it's got some shape to it. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and erase your eyeball part that's covered up. You won't need that anymore. And you have your basic shape of your eye. So now let's start adding a little bit of detail. First is your upper eyelid. Now, depending on the person that you're drawing, you may have a crease in your eyelid or you may not. So you have to kind of look at your reference photos to see if the person has a crease or not a crease, and add that in there. The next thing we're going to work on is adding in the actual rim of the eyelid. If you look at your eyelid, your bottom and your top eyelid have rims where they connect together. I'm going to just very lightly draw that in. It's really small. You're not going to make a huge rim on your eyelid. But it's off this rim that your eyelashes come off of. And so it's kind of nice to know that it's to have it kind of there a little bit. Not over exaggerated, or otherwise you kind of look too angular. Now when you're placing in your eyelashes, the closer it gets to the inner corner of the eye towards the nose, the smaller and thinner the lashes are going to appear. It's just going to help you give that illusion of curving your lashes around. And generally speaking, your upper eyelashes are a lot thicker than your bottom lashes. Now you'll see that I don't really show too much of that rim on the upper eyelid just because of the angle. You wouldn't really see it too much. And again, those eyelashes are getting thinner as they get closer to the corner of the eye. Now let's work on redefining the iris and the pupil. You want to make sure that your pupil is relatively the same size all the way around so that it's not over to one corner of the iris more than the other. Also, depending on if you're drawing your character in a darker or lighter setting, your pupil will constrict or expand depending. So that's kind of fun to be able to play with that. Now try adding some texture to your iris, not just a solid color. Adding these little kind of bands of color gives it just a little bit something extra, a little bit more realism to the picture. And you can spend a ton of time and detail on this. I love looking at reference photos and seeing how different kinds of people's eyes, how the color comes out. It's not just always a solid color. It's usually a blend and mixture of lots of different colors. So have fun just kind of detailing those in. Now another fun part to help make your eye look a little dimensional is to add a shadow in the whites of the eyes. Rarely is the whites of your eyes really, really white. By adding just a little shadow from the upper lid gives that depth to your eyelids. Alright, our eye is just about done. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase a little bit from my drawing, and that's going to give me a reflection or a shine on my eye, which again is just going to pop some life into that and give it some nice dimension. And there we go, a finished eye. Now I'm going to try this one more time, and this time in fast motion, speed, time lapse. And so you can kind of see again all the different steps that I've done. Now this time I won't pre-draw the iris and the pupil. I'm going to do that after I put the lids in. But just remember that they are circular with the eye. Now I've got my eyelids in, and you also don't have to put the iris and the pupil directly in the center. Here I'm going to have them to one side, so the eye will look like it's kind of looking off towards the other direction, while the head is staying in one point, the eyes are looking at another point, which is kind of a fun way of drawing things. I'll add in my eyelid and then, knuckle drawing. You can see me drawing so well. Yes. And some shadowing, and voila, our eye is coming together nicely. Adding in that shadowing right there. And then if you just kind of can take your finger also and you can blend some of that if you need to. Makes it really fun. Now these both are kind of more feminine eyes, even though guys do have eyelashes. Girls' eyelashes in drawings tend to be exaggerated a little bit more. Now guys' eyes usually tend to be a little bit more angular in drawings, and I also wanted to show this one how I brought the eyelid down a lot further on the top part, covering up almost half of the iris and the pupil. And that's a kind of a fun technique as well. But same things apply. Now when I was in Cambodia, I loved looking at people's eyes, and so I thought, well, let's do a picture of kind of an elderly person's eyes. That once the wrinkles and things start to sag in there, taking your reference photo and looking at that and drawing just portions of the face is a great exercise to do. You don't have to draw the entire face to be able to practice your eyes. In fact, I just spend time just drawing tons and tons of papers filled with just eyes or lips or noses or hands or feet. Whatever feature I'm just practicing, I'm just drawing all of those things. So practice that. In fact, if you go to my Facebook page for Art a la carte, I'm going to have a photograph of just a sheet of reference drawn eyes that I did. Just tons of eyeballs that I drew. So you can go and take a look at those and see if you can draw them too. It's a great practice for you. And then grab photographs or even just look in the mirror and draw your own eyes. Just whatever you do, keep practicing, have fun, and yeah. So there we go. Almost all the way done. So thanks for drawing with me today. Have a great day. Talk to you later. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.